Welcome to Wise Tribe.
We're joined today by Morgan from M. Bale Beauty and Caroline from Handtied.
Go follow them.
We're playing 20 questions today, blondes versus non-blondes.
We found these questions by looking up the most searched Google questions about marriage.
Can you be friends with the opposite sex?
I think so, as long as you keep it appropriate. You just want to make sure your husband's comfortable with it.
I think acquaintances, yes, but like good friends, I don't know. I think there's a world where that's possible, and there's a friendship where that's possible. I personally don't have any male friendships that aren't like family.
At work, I have a lot of friends that are males, and my husband's totally fine with it. They know my husband. We go out together. So I think as long as it's appropriate and just at the level of comfort of your husband or wife.
That's perfect. Yeah.
Okay, it's your turn, non-blondes.
How do I know if this is the right person to marry?
There's definitely not one person for everyone. When you're at a point where you feel like you want to marry that person, if you decide together that you're going to make it work for life, then you can. Even if like problems come up and later you think maybe that wasn't the right person, at a time it was for you, and so I think you can make it work for life with whoever you choose. Obviously there's some circumstances where like abuse and things like that, where that's not appropriate, but in general.
Am I willing to put in the work? Because there might not be one right person, and once you marry someone, yeah, you can make it work, and then they'll be the right person for you if you guys are both putting in the effort. What if my spouse isn't making me happy?
This is a really important question. No one can ever make you happy, and no one should be responsible for making you happy. You have to make yourself happy, be happy with yourself, and then you'll be able to love better, and they'll be able to love you. Of course, you want to treat your spouse with respect, give them love and kindness, but you can't be so reliant on them providing you the happiness you're looking for.
That's it.
Yeah, exactly. You said it perfectly.
What if you're attracted to someone who isn't your spouse?
Your spouse and your relationship with your spouse is the most important thing. You shouldn't possibly ruin that by continuing a friendship that isn't going to work out well for your marriage.
I think, first of all, it's normal that's gonna happen. Like, my spouse had an expectation that he would never see a cute girl again once we got married. And that's not realistic. Like, you're gonna see people that you think are attractive, and that's okay. It's just making sure that you're having good thoughts, keeping your mind clean, and like you said, if that person's around you a lot, maybe change the situation. That's not a good spot to be in. Make sure, you're not too close to that person. What is the normal sex frequency in marriage?
Depends on your husband and yourself. I don't think there's any like normal set expectation.
As long as both you and your spouse are happy, that's what you're looking for.
And I think also as long as your marriage, things are gonna change. Like sometimes you'll be more active, other times it's gonna be less often. It's just really
Sometimes one person's the initiator, sometimes the other person's the initiator.
Yeah. Because like life gets complicated. Like me and Morgan are both pregnant. She's got 3 kids. The other Caroline just left to go get her crying baby. Like just life gets crazy.
They wanted us to have all the hard ones. It was a plot.
All right. 4 wives and 2 babies. And 2 in the oven.
No,
and
4
2 in the oven. Okay. What do you do if you fall out of love?
We're still like communicating with each other even when life is crazy, catch up at the end of the day, go on walks together, things that can keep you close, and then I think it makes it harder for you to fall out of love. And also remember, like, being in love is a choice. Like, obviously you want passion and romance in your relationship, but it's still a choice.
Definitely, I've experienced this after having a baby. You maybe not say that you fall out of love, but maybe that isn't like a priority those first couple months to find a new way to love each other. Started it
back. We had some baby technical difficulties, but everything is
We're all good now. Okay, you ready? What did a hard breakup teach you about true love?
I think one thing I was able to learn is that sometimes you can be in love with the idea of a relationship or the idea of a person. That's not always reality. So going into marriage and finding the one, I don't think there's the one, but finding someone to marry, it's marrying them for the real person and not what you have in your head as like an ideal relationship or an ideal person.
The initial stage of a relationship, like the excitement and the romance, doesn't necessarily reflect what a marriage is going to be like or what true love actually is. So just because you think you're in love with somebody because of the romance and the excitement doesn't mean it's actually true love or they're actually a good marriage partner.
Tiebreaker. Just kidding. Can I change my spouse?
I will answer honestly. I try every day, but it has not gone well, so I would not recommend it. Is my answer to that. It's really hard to not want to change your spouse and accept that you can't change them, but I think if that change happens with you instead, it's a lot easier and it's a lot better for your marriage.
So me and my husband both have anxiety, and it like bounces off of each other. I wanted to change his anxiety and change him, and like, well, if he's not anxious, then I won't be anxious. And just what, how can I fix his and change his? And it took me a long time to finally realize, no, I need to work on myself. I need to change how I respond, and for me to not be anxious, because you can't control somebody else. You can't make their choices for them, so you control how you respond. And so, yeah, like she said, it's more important to change and work on yourself.
And I think your view of all the problems going on just changes as well when you change your own attitude.
Who won?
Thank you guys for joining. I think the blondes won.
Tell us your favorite answer in the comments, and then we'll see who wins.
And let us know if you have different opinions. Like we said, we just answered according to like how we feel and how we perceive the world, but we'd love to hear your takes on all this as well.
Yeah. Should I stay married or get divorced? No. Can you keep your phone private from your spouse? No. Is it a good idea to live with your partner before marriage? No. Should I share my sexual history with my spouse? No. Wives try.
That'd be a good way to
Wives
answer.
try. I don't know if I want to be
But
like
I'm
the
not ready.
Morgan.
None of us do, so someone's got to take the
She
Morgan
looks
into
so
the
much
couch.
better than me. Also the tan.
Also